Have you ever thought about what you can do to take care of the world that we live in? It's our home, and that's what's up here on Catch Up Sessions Weekend Project with Mark Laguna.
Catch Up Sessions.
22nd of April, it was Earth Day weekend, and what better way to spend it? Rather, invest it, but with Mother Nature. I signed up for our mangrove tree planting organized by UGAT. That's my company, PNG Philippines Local Sustainability Council, made up of passionate individuals from our different business units and locations and different functions in the company, brought together by this, I would say, larger than life cause. Now, I do not claim to be an environmentalist or an advocate of any sort. I was deeply interested, however, in bringing people together to rally behind something. In this case, increase awareness to protect the environment. Pretty worthwhile, I thought. That's when Jan, a good friend from work, brought me on board to join her in kickstarting the efforts a few years back now. And now on my third year, I'm still fortunate enough to be, rallying the troops. It's been fun when you get to be part of a team who gives space for people to exercise their passion. There is a long way to go, don't get me wrong, especially in making sure every effort makes sense for the business that we do, but I think that's just part of this interesting journey. Back to tree planting. It is the first since the pandemic forced us to put a pause to all face-to-face anything, basically. There was such a clamor for activities like this to be brought back. In fact, slots were filled in within the first hour that the sign-up was released. Only a few of us got the chance to celebrate our Earth Day weekend with what started as a 3-hour ride to Lemery, Batangas. That is to meet a community who works with a nonprofit organization to restore and nurture places where the mangroves can thrive once more. Good on them to kick it off with feeding us some local treats, because that is when the hard labor actually begins. Planting is no joke. It's not an easy task. You see, it's one thing when you put the seedling in a pre-dug up soil, get it covered, use your hands, tie it down too for protection, and wipe off that sweat off your forehead, snap a photo, done and dusted. You just have to repeat that now 20 times over. And the many other times you get your fair share of the digging, and it just becomes hard work. All for Mother Nature, they said. You just wish it all becomes well worth it when one day soon you reap the fruits of your labor. Things like this, tree planting, is a big endeavor. However, there are many other little ways you can get started, so that hopefully, and this is a big hope, the consciousness of the mind to keep at it and live sustainably can follow. It should then prepare you for what I would call bigger, grander interventions and allow the heart of it to take root. I'll give you a few things I started doing, which I kid you not, I have never done in the past before I joined in on the fun of sustainability. Number one, bringing my own bag to the supermarket. Not only is that trendy, and it helps you single plastic reduction. It also helps me cut down on unnecessary purchases too, since I walk over to the nearest supermarket and I limit what I buy to what get fit in that bag for that grocery trip. Number 2, save up your used Nespresso pods. Yeah, those single dose. It's a great initiative to bring back your pods to Nespresso Boutique, and they can turn them into all sorts of things. What's good is also these are made of aluminum and not plastic, so it's just that extra protection to keep your fresh grounds fresher for longer. And number 3, I started collecting plastic bottles. In fact, during the tennis game or practice that I had over the weekend, I had a couple of Gatorade bottles that were ready to be thrown away, but I decided to just pack them in my bag. It's in fact still in my bag to this point, and send them or drop them off at the collection bin that we have in the office. Now, all of these things aren't going to change the world, not tomorrow, maybe not in 5 years, but just the practice of it allows me then to be curious in the other ways that I can make a difference. Who knows? In doing so and even talking about it now, I might inspire someone else today with this nudge that will make them want to discover a solution to our broader and bigger waste and climate problems. While there are many arguments as to why it won't work or it won't make a difference, well, spend that mind space instead to just pick up that frickin' litter and get the ball rolling in the right direction. If you, my dear friend, have other simple ideas to upcycle, recycle, and whatnot, send a shout out my way at Catch Up Sessions on Instagram. I am still on the lookout for the way to get my unused knickknacks to not end up in the landfills, but make it a path of least resistance, if you please. Next session, it's the Taiwan trip. Finally. I feel like I've been setting that up for quite some time now. So be sure to keep coming back for more of my weekend project. This is Catch Up Sessions. Later!